Hello everyone, in this session I am going to cover one example for the data-driven testing in our automation framework using the data provider concept in the TestNG. Data-driven testing, that means you are going to run the same test case with the different set of test data. So instead of hard coding this test data in your test script, we can store this data in the external files like Excel or CSV. Okay, so from that we will read that data, we will store in the data provider, and then we will pass this data to our test case. So as an example, let's say we are going to search different products using the Amazon search bar. Let's say LG TV. So once we search this product, we will get some results. So what we can do is we will add different products in the search bar and we will click on search. Okay, search button. Then from one of this result, we are going to check whether we are able to see the keyword that we have searched. So we got multiple results for our keyword, right? So one of the results should have whatever keyword we have searched. Okay, so that kind of assertion we can add in our test case. Okay, so also this header contains whatever keyword we have searched. Okay, so for now we can add 2 points, okay, 2 assertion points in our test case. One is to check this header and another one to check the result. So to store our test data, that is product names, we will have to create one external Excel file. So that file I am going to store under src test resources folder. So for that we have already created a separate folder, right, for test data. So under this folder we will add our Excel. So let's say this is our Excel. I have created 2 columns. Okay, so whatever valid names, product names you have added here, in the second column I have added true. That means we should get some result in the Amazon search. And this is invalid product. Okay, we should not get any result for this XYZ1234. So that's why should product be searched, I have set to false. So next thing we will require is to create the data provider class. So for that I will go to src test java and I will create one separate package. Under this package we will add our test data provider class. So first thing we will require to read the external files. So we have already created Excel reader class, right, in our framework. Okay, so this is our constructor of the Excel reader class. We will pass the file path and the sheet name that we want to read. So this method will be used to get all the data from this Excel in the form of list. Okay, all the fields will be written in the form of list. Then one more method I added to get the number of rows in the given Excel. Similarly, we need to get the column from that row. So get column count. And this method get cell data will be used to get the cell data from a particular cell from the Excel. So from the data provider class, I am going to create the object of our Excel reader class. So first I need to pass the file path. So our file is available in our same framework under src test resources and test data folder. And instead of hard coding this Excel file path in the data provider class, I can save it in our config.properties file. So from here we need to read the property value for this property and we will use it in our data provider class. So to read the property from this config.properties file, we already created the config reader class. Okay, so from here we are reading all the properties from our config.properties file. So similar to how we are reading it for the field verification Excel, I'll add here one more method to read the property for product search Excel. So we just need to call this method in our test data provider class. Okay, so first I will have to create the object of this config reader class first. So here use config dot get product search verification Excel name. So this is our file path. Give it to the constructor of the Excel reader class, and next argument is what sheet you want to read. So from this Excel we need to read the data from this product sheet. So for storing the data from the Excel into our data provider, I will create 2-dimensional array first. So object 2-dimensional array, this is our variable, is equals to new object, and here we need to provide this size of our 2-dimensional array. That means how many rows are there and how many columns are there. Okay, so this value will be dynamic. It will be depend upon how much data you have in your test data Excel file. Okay, so we are going to store only data from second row. We don't need to store these headers. Okay, so our row or our data should start from the second row. So first we need to find the number of rows in our test data Excel. So let's say integer rows equals to, we will use this object reference dot get row count. Similarly, sales is equals to Excel reader dot get column count. Okay, so to provide the size of our two-dimensional array object, number of rows should be this rows minus 1. Okay, as we are not going to store the headers data, so our data should be start from the second row, so rows minus 1, and we need both the sales data. So we need to use two for loops here now, one for rows and one for cell. So integer, let's say row equals to 1. Okay, we will start from the first row, and from that row we need to start with the 0th cell. Okay, so our first data in the two-dimensional array should be stored at the 0, 0 value. So that means row, okay, minus 1, and cell is already 0. For this location, what data we want to store? Data from the single cell from the external files. So how we can read it? Again, we have that method in the Excel reader class. So Excel reader dot get cell data. So for this method, we need to pass what row and what cell from that row you want to read the data. So whatever current row value and cell value. So once both the for loops are executed, we will get all the data from the Excel file into our this data object. Okay, so at the end we need to return this object. So now this data provider data we need to pass to our test case. Okay, this is our test name. Okay, so currently we are passing 7 rows data. So this test case will be executed 7 times in a single run. So this test case need to read the data from this data provider with this product search data name. Okay, so that information we need to provide. So now coming to our actual test case. So first we need to launch our Chrome browser, then it will go to the amazon.in. So this action will be happen using our base test. Okay, so that we don't need to write in our search product test. So as this test case is a child of this base test, we already doing it in our base setup method. So from here we are reading the data from our config reader, whether we are running on the Docker or local machine, and accordingly it will open our local driver or remote web driver. So in our config.properties, we will have to change this run mode to local. Okay, we are running on the local. So first thing we will have to create the object for this search bar. Okay, we will have to clear the data from the search bar. Okay, enter the data into that and then click on the search button. Okay, these two actions we will require. So we need to create the web element for the search bar and this search button. So I will go to the home page, and here we will create web element for this search bar and search button. So I have added these two web elements for the search box and search submit button, and getter methods to get these web elements properly after waiting for their visibility. So this utility method we already created. Using this method we are going to wait for visibility for that particular web element before performing the action. So these two methods we are going to use in our actual action. Okay, action, that means we need to clear the data in the search bar and then enter the data. So for that I will create one method. So while calling this method we will pass the product name that we want to search. So that will be in a string format. So first get the search box element dot clear it, then again get search box. To enter the data we will have to use the send keys, and whatever data we will pass from our test case, same we will pass to this send keys method. Okay, so after entering the data in the search bar we will have to click on the search submit button. Okay, this is our next action that we want to perform. So now we will just require the search submit button element dot click. So these two methods or two actions we just need to call from our test case in the homepage test. So to call the methods from this homepage, we need to use the object reference of the homepage. Enter data in the search box and whatever data we are getting from our data provider. Okay, so from here we are getting the data from this product search data provider. So what two things we are getting? One thing we are getting is the product name, and another thing we are getting that product should be searched or not. Every two values we need to catch those values in the method, okay, in the test case. So these two values we need to use in our test case now. So after entering the product name, we need to click on the search submit button. So homepage dot click on search submit button. So here after we enter any data, let's say LGTV, we will have to wait for some time. Okay, for synchronization purpose we need to use the explicit wait, and any condition, any visibility of any web element on this page we can use. I can use this results web element to be visible. Okay, until that we will wait. So I added the WebDar wait of 5 seconds and we are going to wait for visibility of this web element. Okay, so after result is visible, we can add our assertions. First assertion we are going to check for this header. So let's check the XPath for this header. So it has this class. So using contains I can use this class value. So currently I am not creating the web element in the home page. I am directly using the find element in the test case level. Okay, you can add the web element for this results in home page also, and from there we can read the web element. First check the search heading should be equals to our product name. So it should equals the product name. So this will return the result in the boolean format, and this should product be searched is in string format. So we need to convert this boolean to string. So string dot value of this result. So first product, it will enter Samsung Galaxy Z Fold, and that product should be searched. So here I am going to use the try catch to handle the exception, because whenever this result is not visible, whenever you are entering any invalid data, then you will get no such element exception. So whenever we are entering the invalid data, that times we will not get this header. So in that case I can set this string variable value to no result. So second assertion we are going to for the listing. Our product name or keyword from the product name should be there in one of the result list. Okay, so we will have to read all the data or all the text for this heading, and then we will check whether it contains our product name keyword or not. So here we will get the list of web element using this XPath. So every heading from that listing will be written in the form of web element. So we will get the list. So using the for loop, we will have to read the each web element from this list, get the text associated with that web element using the get text method, and in that text using the if condition we will check whether our product name keyword is available or not using the contains method. Okay, so let me add that code directly here. So our for loop will start from 0. We will go until our product titles list size, and for every web element from that list we will get the text. Okay, then product name array. So this we are splitting our product name using this space. So for the assertion point, first we are going to split our product name. Okay, so in the result listing we will check whether Samsung is there in the title or not. Then using the or condition we can check for other keywords also. So title dot to lowercase. So first we are converting whatever title we get into our lowercase. Then contains. So to check whether this title contains our product name or not. So product name we have already converted into the array. So in the array we will get the different words from our product name. So we will check whether the product name 0th element or the last element from this array are available or not. Okay, I am using this or condition. So this break will be used whenever we will get the title contains our product name. Okay, so we don't need to check for all the titles. Once we get the match, then break. So before breaking, what I can do for the assertion purpose, I will create one boolean variable. So this I am going to set true whenever we get the match. Okay, so at the end of for loop we will perform our assertion again. So assert equal product searched. So this is the boolean. Again we will have to convert into the string format. Okay, and that we need to match with our variable from our Excel. Okay, should product be searched. That's it. If it is matching, that means we are able to search the product on the Amazon.in. So this assertion we need to do whenever the product title size is greater than 0. When product title size is 0, then we don't need to perform any assertion. So whenever this product titles dot size is greater than 0, then only perform this validation. So our test case is ready. We can directly run this. So for the execution, we have this test runner. I will go to the suite files, copy one more test. Okay, I will have to create one more test. Okay, this test we want to run. Okay, our test case is available in the homepage test. So I will directly use the class name, and let me skip this for now. So before we run it, our test case should be the part of our sanity group. Okay, otherwise it will not run. So we will go to the test case. I am going to add the groups here. Okay, so this test case is a part of 3 groups: sanity, regression and product module. So on the Amazon.in we are getting this while running from the automation in the incognito. Okay, so we will have to handle this also. Whenever that button is showing continue shopping, we will have to click on it to go to the home page first. So we are opening the browser and URL in the base setup. Okay, here we are opening the URL. Okay, so here I will add condition. When that continue shopping button is available, then click on it. So inside the try, we are going to wait for visibility of that continue shopping button. Okay, maximum wait for 5 seconds and then go ahead. Okay, so maybe sometimes that will be displayed or sometimes that button will not be displayed. We will be landed on the home page directly. In that case, this expected condition will false. Okay, we will get the timeout exception and our control will go to the catch block. Okay, and then our test case will proceed. In case that element is shown within the 5 seconds, okay, if that is displayed, then so using the click method we are going to click on that button. Okay, so this time it opened the home page directly. So first value from the Excel entered and validation is done. So mostly our test cases are failing at this point. Here we have used the equals method. Okay, but I think from the UI we are getting the search heading with the double quote also. So instead of equals I can use the contains. So if that heading contains our product name, that is also fine. So this time it shows the continue shopping. Okay, this time it has passed. So it will go and add the next data from the Excel. Okay, this is the second row. So same test case is getting executed for the multiple set of test data from the external Excel file. So for every data from the data provider, this test case will be executed that number of times. So at the end we have added this invalid data. So we can also add this assertion no results for XYZ. That also we can add in our test case. So our test case executed 7 times. And for the last product it has retried for 1 more time. And if you see the extent report that we are storing in the extent report folder, so our extent report is also looking fine. So this is how you can use the external files to store our test data instead of hard coding in our test script. Read that data and store in our data provider and pass that data from the data provider to our test case. Okay, that you want to run multiple times with that data.